All right. Well, everybody wants their dog to heel off leash, walk by my side, be real good, right? And in the accepted way of training dogs today, especially in this country, what we do is we teach our dog to heel, right? Put our leash on him, we go, right turn, left turn, don't go this way, don't. And then you go back to the dog trainer when you're ready for your advanced heeling, your off-leash heeling. So my question to you today is, if I say the word heel, it means walk beside me while I got you on this leash. Why does heel mean something different when you take the leash off? I don't know. Things that make you go, right? So if we're teaching our dog the meaning of the word, the position, he knows what he knows. But what happens is when you attach your leash, when you take that leash off the dog, you're giving him a different command. Heel literally does mean something different without the leash. Why do I say that? Little observation I made several years ago. Think about this. How many people do you know, or maybe it's happened to you, will tell you, whenever we go to walk Fluffy, she just gets so excited whenever she sees us pick up the leash. She just runs to the door and she's so happy. Because you got to remember, Doglish, the language he's speaking, is 60-70% body language. And dogs are the best observers of human body language of any creature on the planet. They really do a better job of reading our body language than we can do for most of us. So everything that they do, everything we ask them to do, they combine our sound with our body language. So if you pick up a leash to go for a walk, that means in their mind, whether you said walkie or not, they're going for a walk. If you put a leash on to teach heel, that means you're teaching heel. And then when you ask them to heel without the leash, it's kind of like you just go, hey Fido, he, but you never finish the word because you didn't put the leash back on. So what we do, or what I do I should say, is I teach heel not as a going for a walk. I teach them to really understand the word. I want all the dogs to comprehend the meaning of the words I use. That's why I don't use a leash to teach, because then when I take the leash off, the word would have a different meaning. We're going to teach everything as a position. Let's take it a step further if you're teaching the heel command. If you teach it as a position, the dog understands no matter what your body's doing, he understands the word itself. So it's a position. You'll see a lot of the people that compete, they'll either call the dog to heel where he goes around here, he fish hooks around this way. Well, guess what? They taught them that with a leash, and by leash that can be an electric collar as well, because electric collar is nothing, a shock collar, it's nothing but a longer leash. So if they don't have that transmitter on their neck, hey, I don't even know what that word means. When you teach it as a position, you can call your dog to heel as a discipline recall from anywhere that the dog may be. So that's one advantage of teaching it as a position. The next problem people have, if you're going to teach your dog off leash, show him where you want him to be, communicate with him how you want him to be, and he's going to learn it all. Because let's face it, you're putting a leash on the dog to get him to walk with you, and you're not to teach him to walk with you. You're using that leash to teach him not to walk over there. So it's starting off teaching heel with a correction. And you can't correct something if you don't know what it is, because all that does is cause frustration. That's why it can take, some places will tell you it'll be a month of training before we can get a dog to heel. And that's why, because they're correcting this dog when he gets out of position. And the dog's just frustrated. He does not understand that. So the fundamentals of good off-leash training is to teach the dog what the word means. So in the heel position, I'm going to show him, I'm going to use a tug, a toy, a treat, whatever trips his trigger. I'm going to use that to put him in a position. When he's in that position, then I'm going to teach him to start moving. The reason I do it that way is because first I want him to know when I say the word heel, be at my left side. And then if I start walking, I said heel, I didn't release you from the heel, it still means continue walking. And then at that point, hey, it'll take me like, 45 minutes with a good dog, with a Western Shepherd, to teach them heel. And then I can put a leash on them and I don't confuse them because they know heel means be at my left side. Simple as that. That's the secret of off-leash training, is to teach your dog. Remember the 3 T's of training. First you teach, then you do what we call training. And training is nothing more than repetition of what the dog learned. And the last thing you do is you test. That's the last T. That's when you go around distractions and see if he still listens to you. And at some point you may need to add some discipline, but when you add the discipline of the correction, at that point the dog understands what the word meant, he understands what he did wrong, and there's no resentment for the correction. In fact, there's understanding and a desire on the dog's part to do it better next time. So, trivia question. I said we do a trivia question. Here we go, folks. This is a simple one. I make this for all the true dog lovers out there. Every breed of dog has a purpose, right? Every breed was created for a specific job. That's why it has certain physical characteristics that make it look different from another dog. A shepherd from a mastiff, for instance. So, with that in mind, let's think about all the toy breeds in the world. Little bitty. Every breed was created and perfected for a specific job, and their physical attributes reflect that job. What job did the toy breeds have in the 1500s and 1400s and 1200s and back and back and back? And don't tell me it's to warm the lords and ladies' laps, because that's not the job. They had a job. What was the job that brought us the toy breeds of today, like the King Charles Spaniel? Got fancy new security system bite sticker signs for everybody. First 2 people to get the answer, we'll get it to you. Thanks.